Senator Rosen, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, General Brown, for your service to our nation, willing to serve in this critical role. Always thank the family members who they serve right alongside with you. So I echo Senator Mullen on that boxing up 20 homes. It can't be easy. But I do want to make a quick comment before my questions, because I do want to say, start out by saying that I am deeply concerned by the fact that your swift confirmation is being held up, along with hundreds of others of senior military promotions, including those in my state of Nevada. That wouldn't be acceptable for any reason, but it's even more outrageous that these holds are to get rid of a policy that protects our service members' reproductive rights. And so this extreme anti-choice agenda, it's jeopardizing our national security in order to impose restrictions on our service members' reproductive freedoms. Enough is enough. We need to fill these critical roles, and I would like to see you have a quick confirmation. And so I'm going to move on to that, General. As my colleagues have been talking about, maintaining our technological edge, because we know that there's global competition for a skilled workforce, declining investments in R&D, and DoD contracting challenges and the STEM workforce gap. They are all impediments to eroding our defense technological edge with our adversaries. Meanwhile, we also know that China is investing heavily in advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, quantum computing, so we talk about accelerate, change, or lose. And that's why this Congress, I introduced bipartisan legislation with Senator Blackburn to establish a pilot program to accelerate the scaling, production, and acquisition of advanced capabilities for national security through a public-private partnership that is going to incentivize American investment in small business that is working on innovative defense technologies. And so this legislation has been included in both the House and Senate versions of the NDAA for fiscal year 2024. So building on some of the prior questions, General Brown, if confirmed, how might the public-private partnership that catalyzes investment in advanced capabilities really enhance our competitiveness with China?
Well, if confirmed, what it does for us is it actually has us being able to tap into all the technical capability within our nation. And that's why the aspect of these public-private partnerships are so important, because there are certain things that happen outside of the Department of Defense that provides great capability that it will solve some of the operational problems that we are faced with that will help us better defend the nation. And that partnership, to me, is so important. And it's the aspect of how do we come together and build these relationships, create the dialogue, and solve problems together that benefit both the private sector, but also the public sector, and particularly the Department of Defense.
Thank you. I want to move now on to combating Iranian aggression, because just last week, Iranian naval vessels attempted to seize 2 foreign-flagged commercial tankers right in international waters. Notably, this incident involved an Iranian Navy warship, not an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps vessel, which is a troubling escalation. So to address Iran's growing naval aggression, I introduced with Senator Ernst the Maritime Act, which is bipartisan legislation that would require the Department of Defense to develop a strategy with our partners and allies in the Middle East to counter these maritime threats posed by Iran. So, General Brown, if confirmed, how would you confront Iranian aggression in all forms, and how would you leverage the regional partnerships fostered by the Abraham Accords to deter Iran's malign actions?
Senator, confirmed. It's building on the my vast experience, particularly in the Middle East. But if you mentioned the Abraham Accords, what I do see is greater cooperation across between the nations within the Middle East. It's something we have to continue to help support. Part of that is ensuring that as we do this, we're also providing them the capabilities to be able to support efforts to push back against Iranian aggression in all forms. And we've been able to do that in the past, but as you highlighted, the war and the threat has gotten more complicated, and so we cannot rest on our laurels. We've got to continue to work hard with our partners in the region and give them the capabilities and also working with them as well, because we've got to be part of the solution as part of the United States in our military force as well.
Thank you. I want to talk a little bit again on our capacity to really meet the challenges going forward. And we know that cyber challenges are huge. We know in the private sector, really huge to get that employment, get the skilled technologists, and we know that in the military as well. And as I've noted before this committee numerous times, our nation does face these unprecedented cyber attacks, consistent shortage of talent, cyber talent. They pose a significant threat to our security. I have a bill to find solutions such as my Civilian Cybersecurity Reserve Act. It was included this year as an NDAA for fiscal year 2024 to provide the DoD with qualified civilian personnel to support the Department's cyberspace operations and ensure we have the talent needed to defeat, deter, and respond to malicious cyber activity, especially at times of greatest need, to provide surge capacity. And so I know my time is just about up, but if you could answer quickly, how might non-traditional cyber reserve models be a possible pathway to recruit personnel who might not otherwise choose to serve full-time but possess those valuable cyber skills?
Senator, it allows us to tap into the great talent and capability across our nation and to allow us to address national security needs. And building those relationships, I think, are going to be important as a nation as we go forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rosen. Senator Cotton, please.
General Brown, welcome and congratulations on your nomination, and thank you for your decades of service to our